Okay, so here you can see that, okay, this is my classification algorithm. We were talking about this particular notebook, and let's go to the, you know, below part. Now, instead of this, what we can do is we can simply create the one notebook. So I can share that notebook with you after this session, right? That, I think that might works. Okay, let me create the new notebook, and we'll see the over here. We'll talk about decision tree visualization. Okay, let's rename it and let's get started. So as we know, guys, basically when we when we want to, you know, visualize the decision tree, so at that time we need the data. Okay, so for this particular case, we will be using the one data which is already inbuilt data of the one of the library of Python, which is nothing but the sklearn. Like lambda function, okay, if you wanted to, let's say if you wanted to apply some particular function, let's say if you you have the data of you know, few columns. In that data you will find that the few columns are numeric, few columns are categorical column. So at that time, if you wanted to apply, you wanted to find out the mean of all the numerical columns, so at that time you can use the lambda function. So with the help of lambda function, you will find that it will be able to find out the mean, okay, in just one line of code. So that is the use case of lambda function. So guys, let's go with our visualization. Okay, for that, let's import few library. As we know, this is okay. Here I'm gonna show you how you can visualize decision tree. So for that, we need a matplotlib library. So from matplotlib.pyplot, okay, uh, not just, we can simply go ahead like this, import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. Okay, then we'll go and we'll try to, you know, import the data set. So for that, we'll be using import from sklearn import data sets. So here you will find that the lot of data set which is already there in the sklearn library, right? And I'm gonna use the iris data set. Okay, we'll explore iris data set after importing that. So after this, as we know, after importing the data set, we want to classify the that data. We want to build the classification model on the data. So that's why I'm gonna use again sklearn, right, to basically, you know, find out, to basically create our data science classifier model. So that's why I'm gonna use the one of the method which is nothing but the decision tree classifier, right? So this is my, you know, the simplest we can say that the decision tree classifier model we have, right? One more thing, okay, we need to, you know, export the basically, you know, the tree, export the, we can simply say that the text. Okay, so I'll show you what kind of text. So for that we need tree module. Okay, from sklearn import tree. So let's go and run this. Okay, these are the few library which we need. Now see it, okay, it is taking some time to, you know, execute this particular cell. So at that time, what you can do is, if some, okay, sometimes if the okay, in the running, if sale is taking so much time, so at that time you can simply, you know, interrupt it by using this particular button. Okay, so now here you can see that my cell is executed, so no need to interrupt the cell. Okay, when it comes to the confusion matrix, okay, it's basically totally depends on the interviewer. Okay, So like sometimes interviewer might ask you about the confusion matrix, explain the confusion matrix and what are the different the terms are there in the confusion matrix, right? Now after this, let's you know read the data, right? So as we know, here we are taking the data from the sklearn which is already there. So that's why what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use iris. This is my data name, okay? And from the data sets module, okay, I'm gonna load the data. And what, okay, which data we want? Iris data, okay? Just load it, and here you will find that, okay, when we are dealing with this kind of inbuilt data, so at that time you can simply, okay, data is already splitted. So that's why you can simply use iris dot data. This is my x data and this is my y data, iris dot target, right? So this is my y data in simple words. So now we got the x and y data, right? Now the third thing is that, okay, let's build the decision tree classifier model. Okay, as I saw you that this particular all the things, okay, in this particular classification algorithm, here you will see, right? Here you will see that okay, I already show you how you can go ahead and build the decision tree model as well as logistic regression model. So I guess again no need to explain this thing again in this particular session as well. Okay, so now let's go and build the classification model. And as we know, I'm gonna use this particular model. That's why I simply just copy this model from here, decision tree, and inside this just use a random state parameter. Why random state parameter? Because I already told you why we are gonna use a random state parameter. So you can add any random value over here, okay, to to get the same result each and every time, right? And after this, simply after building the model, here you can see that we just build the classifier. Now we wanna implement that classifier on my data. So for that, I'm gonna use a classifier dot fit on my data x and y. Okay, let's go and run this. And here you can see that we just created the decision tree classifier, right? Now let's go and basically let's import the text of the classifier, which means that import the different the our decision trees criteria, okay, that I show you yesterday. Okay, I'll show you again here also. Okay, so for that I'm gonna use text representation. Okay, text representation, I'm gonna use tree export text, right? And my classifier, I just wanted to explore export the text of my classifier. Okay, and just to show you, I'm gonna print the you know text representation, right? So let's go and run these, and here you can see. Now I guess, okay, this is here you can see. Okay, now what is this, guys? What is this? Basically my tree starts from here, from feature 3. Okay, and basically depends on the information gain. This is my one particular method. With the help of that, okay, we can find out this kind of statements. Okay, because here you can see that if feature 3 is less than or equal to 0.8, so you can simply classify this as a class 0. Class 0, because here you can see that in the target, okay, if I show you the target, so here you can see that the 0, 1 and 2 means total 3 classes are there. How many classes are there? Total 3 classes are there. So this is not the problem of binary class classification. This is the problem of tertiary class classification. There are 3 classes, right? So also you can say that it's a multi-class classification problem. More than 2 classes means multi-class classification problem, right? So here you can see that this is, I just, if this condition is true, simply I'm gonna classify my data, that particular row, as a class 0. Otherwise, if this condition is not satisfied, I'm gonna, further go and check this particular condition. Okay. If this condition true, I'll check this condition. If this condition true, I'll check this condition. Okay. Likewise, I'm gonna check the multiple conditions. Okay. And simply I'm gonna, you know, predict this thing. So now here you can see that this is just the text. Okay, this is just the text. Let me convert this text into the visualization so you can understand, right? Now for that, okay, let me just go and, you know here you can see that, okay, we are using, let's say, uh, one particular, the with statement. So you can simply, open the decision tree log file, which means, you know this particular, you can just write this all the things into the decision tree log, right? And then we can use that particular thing to, to get our plot, right? So let us go ahead, guys, with the our part. So now, guys, here you can see that what we are doing is we are trying to, import that all the data, this particular, all the text, okay, in the decision tree log file. So that's why I'm gonna use the decision tree dot log file. Okay, and here you can see that you will find that, okay, I'm gonna write this thing. Okay, I'm gonna use the W for write this thing, okay, as found. And here you can see that I'm gonna write which thing, this thing. Okay, write our text representation. Okay, okay, this is the thing. Let's go and run this. And after this, what we can do is we can simply plot the, our tree. So for that, okay, let's see. Basically, if you see that, okay, our present working directory. So how to check the present working directory? Here, if you wanted to see the present working directory, for that you will have to import the operating system library, OS. Okay, and by using OS, you can simply use the get current working directory, get CWD and brackets. And here you can see that this is my current working directory, right? Now after this, okay, I'll use this thing. Okay, I'm gonna use the figure. Okay, because here you can see that we are trying to plot the decision tree. So I'm gonna use plt dot figure. Okay, and in that, okay, I'm gonna mention the figure size. Okay, I'm gonna mention the figure size. Like, as we know, the tree is a bit big, so that's why I'm gonna use a, let's say, 25 by, 20. Okay, I think that might works. So after this, let us go, okay, and, you know use the tree dot plt. Okay, now tree dot, you will find that the, sorry, the plot tree, right? And here you will find that, okay, I'll have to add the particular classifier over here. Okay, I'll have to add the particular classifier over here. Okay, and if you go ahead with this, so here you can see that, I'll have to, you know, few feature names over here, few parameters I'll have to add over here. So first parameter is nothing but the feature names, right? So I'm gonna use the iris dot feature names. Okay, so here you will find that my data set, okay, already giving me the feature names as well. Okay, then I'm gonna use a class name. Okay, so here you will find that the class names iris again, okay, iris dot our target names, right? Then here you will find that just, okay, just fill all this information in my decision tree. So that's why I'm gonna use the field equal to true, right? So let's see. Okay, yeah, now here you can see that, because see I use the 20 by 25 by 20. Okay, so which means that to show you each and everything. So okay, now here you can see that in the first square, this is my root node. Okay, this is my root node, and here you can see that if this particular condition true, if this particular condition true, so here you can see that, okay, we got the class as the setosa. Okay, which means that here you can see that this particular class is nothing but the setosa class. Okay, this particular class is going to be the setosa class, means let's say the class 0, because total how many classes are there? Okay, total 3 classes are there in my data set: 0 class, 1 class, and 2 class, right? Total 3 classes. So this is my first class. Then I'll have to, otherwise I'll have to go and check the another condition, okay, with another column, you can say. Okay, now after this, okay, you can see that, okay, I just splitted my decision tree into two parts. Okay, so here you can see, okay, here again, if you go here, you can see that again I just splitted my decision tree into two parts, and here you can see in the last, okay, class is versicolor. Here you can see that the class is versinica. So these are my leaf class. So guys, okay, basically this is the, when, okay, see, this data is totally new to you, right? This data is totally new to you. That's why, okay, you are, there is some kind of lack of understanding is there for you. Okay, if you understood the data, if you understood the data, so at that time, okay, you don't have to face any problem to explain this particular decision tree in front of your stakeholders or your manager, right? Because as I told you the one decision tree in the yesterday session, okay, about the whether you can accept the the offer or reject that particular offer, then at that time you understood that particular scenario, because that particular scenario you can compare with yourself. Okay, but this data is totally new to you. That's why you are not at that time, it's it's bit difficult to understand this thing. But if you get your hand dirty with particular data, iris data, then you will definitely understand this particular decision tree, and you will definitely able to explain this particular tree in front of anyone. You will have to understand the decision tree, okay, theoretically how the decision tree is implemented on any data set. Okay, how decision tree is implemented on any data set. Okay, but I have that theoretical problem, and I can explain you that as well, but again we need to more than 30 minutes or 1 hour for that. Okay, and for this particular we have the as I am frequently saying to you that there is some kind of time limitation is there, right? So this is nothing but a data visualization of the this is how you can visualize the decision tree. Okay, try to go ahead with this particular data set. Okay, as I am sharing this particular code with you, and try to after the this particular session you can try to again 2 3 times, okay, try to run this code. Gini index, again, as I told you, Gini index, this is the one of the attribute selection measure. We have the total two attribute selection measure. Let me, open the whiteboard. So now here you can see, guys, okay, if we're talking about the attribute selection measure. So at that time, you can see over here is, okay, there are two attribute selection measure. First is nothing but the information gain, you can see, and second one is going to be the, gain index. So if we're talking about this information gain, so here you can see that you will have to go ahead with the, the attribute means the feature. Okay, feature selection. Let's say how many columns are there in your data. Let's say x1, x2, up to so on x10. Okay, so what will be the first variable? Okay, for your root node, let's say x7 is your root node, and then you just created the another, let's say x5 and x3. Okay, that is nothing but your attribute, right? So here you can see that, okay, this is your entropy. Okay, if you talk about the entropy, so you can write the entropy like this, h of x. Okay, so here we will be talking about the two classes of my y, 0 and 1. So that's why you will find that the entropy of particular, we are talking about the entropy of your overall data. Okay, let's say entropy of your overall data, you can say. Okay, entropy of your overall data minus the entropy of your overall data in that particular class. Okay, entropy of your overall data, okay, with your this particular, let's say that particular data, which means the column, any column, right? So here you can see that if we're talking about this, how to find the entropy, how to find the entropy. So for that, okay, let's say you will have to know the entropy formula. Okay, let's say how many x values are there. Let's say there are two x values are there. Okay, so for that you will have to use this thing. So here, now what is this? Now here you can see that, okay, probability of x. Okay, but here let's say take the x equal to 1. Okay, we are using this x equal to 1 into log with the base 2 probability of x equal to 1. Okay, then minus probability of x equal to 0 into log with the base 2 probability of x2 x0, right? So this is how you can find the entropy of overall data. Now you will have to, take the subset of your data according to your that particular column that you are finding out the, entropy for that. So you will have to take the sub part of your data depending upon that particular column, right? You will have to check that again, and you will have to go with this particular entropy formula, right? This is your whole data's entropy, this particular whole data's entropy, and this is your, that sub data's entropy which is related to that particular column. Okay, so again, okay, you will have to go with this. And if you wanted to go with the Gini index, so simple formula for Gini index is nothing but the PIXI. Okay, probability of each class, okay, into the probability of that particular each column, right? So in that way you can simply go ahead with, okay. And because, this is again the theoretical concept, as I told you, the theoretical concept of logistic regression. So, for that, okay, how much time we got, okay, like we spend for that particular logistic regression around more than 2 hour, I guess 2 and 2.5 hour, okay, to understand only that much. Okay, simple thing. So here decision tree is a, a bit critical. Okay, again, so that's why I didn't go there. right? There are, 5 columns. Okay, sepal length. If you see the data, okay, just go and explore that particular iris data. Which one? Iris data. Okay, you will find that the sepal length, sepal width, right? Then petal length, okay, petal length and petal width. And lastly, you will find that the target over here, the target column. In the target, you will find that the how many labels, setosa, versicolor. Okay, iris is nothing but the flower name, and there are 3 species of this. So setosa is the one species, versicolor is nothing but the another species. Okay, and virginica is there. This is another species. Okay, these are the basically 3 different species of this particular flower, iris flower, right? And you will find that this all this sepal length, sepal width, petal width are all the continuous variable. You will find all the continuous one. Okay, so which means that they are not 0 and 1. Okay, here you will find that we just assume that setosa is 0, versicolor is 1 and virginica is 2. These are just the label, not the order for this. This is just the label. Okay, I assume that like your name. Okay, one person name is Mahesh, second is Suresh, third is Ramesh, like this. Okay, setosa is 0, versicolor is 1 and virginica is 2, right? That's what we did over here. Okay, okay, so guys, after this let's go ahead, okay, with our today's topic, today's agenda. Okay, as we already know, we are talking about the data science fast track course, and in the day 5, in the today's session, we'll be talking about the introduction to R programming, different data types in R. Okay, the data structure in R's like vectors, matrix, data frames, arrays, right? Similar to the Python. Then how to import the data and how to export the data from the R, right? Then we'll be talking about how you can work with the data frames in R. So guys, okay, let us first go and download the R, and the one IDE for that, which is nothing but the R Studio, right? What is R programming language is, and then go ahead further deeper into it. So for that, what we do is we can simply go over here. Okay, go to your Google. Okay, Anaconda Navigator, you will find the R Studio as well. You can go over there, you can install R Studio from your Anaconda Navigator as well. Okay, but okay, I'm interested to use R Studio independently. Okay, so that's why I'm gonna download the R Studio first, and then I'll start working on it. Okay, so if you wanted to download the R, so then you can simply go over here, R programming download. Okay, if you go over here first, R programming download, so here you can see that the first link, download R, the latest version 4.2.3 for Windows. Okay, just click to this particular link and go over here. So here you will find that the download R 4.2.3 for Windows. Simply download this 77 MB file, okay, and install it in your system. It will take 2 to 3 minutes, more, not more than that. Understood, guys? Try to download this, okay, because this is uh, the one required thing for R Studio, for R Studio. Right here, R Studio, here you can see. Simply go over here, download R Studio. This is the very popular integrated development environment. Okay, so just go over here, you will find that the R Studio, right? So here you can see, okay, open source, okay, R Studio, which is a free. Just go over here and download this. Okay, I already downloaded this, so that's why I'm not going to download this again. You can download this R Studio desktop from here. Download R Studio. It's around, I guess, 220 MBs. Okay, if you are using a, the latest, like it will take you, not more than 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes to, download and install in your system. Okay, and guys, it's very important for you. Okay, and it's very easy in short. Okay, so just go and download this from here. Here, as you see the outline for this particular course, so I'm gonna, show you this particular course, okay, in 5 different tools. So first one is Python. Okay, now you will find that we're done with the Python. Then second one is going to be the R programming language. Okay, third one is nothing, will be the MySQL, right? You should have to download R and R Studio both, because R is the basic version. Okay, and R Studio is the IDE that will give you the, so much different things. Okay, so if you download the R Studio needs the R, right? Then the third tool is nothing but the MySQL. MySQL is nothing, as you know, this is nothing but the RDMS, relational database management system, right? So we will be talking about that as well in the upcoming sessions. Then the fourth one will be the Tableau. We'll see the how you can create the dashboards in the Tableau, and fifth one is going to be the Power BI, and lastly we'll see the data science projects, end-to-end data science projects. In the Power BI you will find that again the how you can create the interactive dashboards. Okay, so those 5 tools you can mention in your resume, right? So your resume's weightage will be more, right? That's why we'll be talking about the multiple tools in this particular course. Okay, now after completion of this download, here you will find that the one of the, you know the not this one. Okay, one of the, let me show you this thing. So guys, here you can see that, okay, we'll be talking about the R Studio, and now here you go, you will be able to see the R Studio, right? So before that, okay, let's complete this, PPT and start with our practicals. Okay, now guys, here you can see that the 4 different windows. Okay, now you will be able to see the 4 different windows. Okay, like if a few people worked on the spider is nothing but the one of the IDE of Python. So if you worked with the, if you're familiar with the spider, okay, then it is very easy for you. Okay, and if not, so then I'll explain this particular R Studio framework with you. Okay, so first window, okay, here you can see that the left, okay, up left window is going to be the editor window. So you can go and you can create your code, you can edit your code over here in this particular window, right? Then second thing is that you will find that below to this is going to be your console window, which means you can run your code that you created over here. Okay, you can run your code over here. Okay, let's say this is my code x equal to 5. Okay, let's go and run this. Okay, now here you can see that, okay, here you can see that x equal to 5. I just, executed this particular code over here, x equal to 5. If you're able to see the second window, which is the, in the left corner, lower left corner, you can see, right? Now after this third window, which is nothing but the upper right window. So here you can see that the multiple things, this is the environment. Here you will be able to see the different outputs that the commands output. Here you can see that this is my code. Okay, yes, This is my code. I executed this code in the console in the second window. In the third window, you will be able to see the X value, the variable name and value of it. Okay. Similarly, you will find that if you read any data, you will see data over here, right? And again, if you see that RStudio will provide you, okay, the import dataset function over here as well. If you wanted to read the data, if you don't know the code, so you can simply go over here and you can read the data. Like if you wanted to read the text data or simply the CSV file, so you can read by using this particular two options. If you wanted to read the Excel data, you can go over here. If you wanted to read the SPSS data or SAS data or status data, these three are nothing but the some statistical tools. Okay, those are the paid one, right? So you can read your data from here as well, right? As well as you can read the data from, okay, of the any format in the RStudio. Okay, then second thing here, you will find that the history. Okay, this is all my history, you can see, right? Then connections is there, you can build the connections over here. Okay, but right now we'll be talking about the only the simplest thing of the RStudio, because we'll be exploring few things in RStudio, right? Like you can do all the things that you can similarly do in Python, right? You can do those things in R as well. Okay, but it's a statistical programming language, right? It's a statistical programming language, you can see. And the fourth window here, you will be able to see the different files. Okay, files, first one, so where you are and all, right? Then here you can see that the plots, if you just visualize something, if you created some plot, then you can see those plot in the fourth window, right? Then if you wanted to install few libraries, so here in RStudio, in R, libraries are nothing but the packages. Libraries are nothing but the packages. So here you can see that I have installed the few libraries which are there. Okay, right? And if you wanted to install the few libraries, so here you can simply go and name it. Okay, you can just print the name over here, write the name over here and just press the install. Okay, with the, click to this install dependency as well, so you don't need to, again go ahead and install the dependent libraries as well. Okay, R automatically, install your, the libraries which are dependent one, right? Then if you wanted to update, you can simply go over here and you will see the all the list of update packages. If you wanted to update these packages, you can simply select all, or whichever packet you wanna update, you can simply, select simply. If one like the today select, I just wanted to go ahead with, so I can simply go and install the, that particular, update that particular packages. So here you will find that the few packages I just wanted to, there is, update is there for those packages. Okay, so then you will see that the few packages, like few known packages, and most useful packages is one of the most useful package is going to be the ggplot2. Okay, like if, like after the, if we have the time in the end, so we'll try to, talk about the ggplot2. That is a very popular data visualization library. You will find that in many job descriptions of data scientist. Okay, you will find that there is a ggplot2 library is there. Okay, a single library mentioned in the job description, it's a very big thing, guys. Okay, which, okay, that is, showing the importance of the ggplot2 library, right? That is the thing. Now in the R as well, you will find that the few libraries which are very much important, right? If you know the Python, okay, then you can see that you will find that Python is open source, R is also open source. But in R you will find that, okay, R will give you the few things itself in that particular, uh, work, the environment, R environment, right? You don't need to, go outside and install the few packages. Like sometimes, okay, you will have to install the few packages which are not in the Python. You will have to, install it from the, GitHub. You will have to take those packages from there as well in Python, but not in R. Okay, there is a, inbuilt packages you will find. All the packages will be inbuilt package. Like in Python, you will have to, if you wanted to install the H2O library. H2O library is nothing but the very advanced library for, MLOps. Okay, for building the, products of the machine learning. Okay, MLOps. So at that time you will need the H2O. So at that time, okay, in Python you will have to, install the Java as well. Okay, to install the H2O in the Python. But in R, there is only, one thing. You can go over here, you can use the H2O, and here you will see H2O library. See, so you can just click to this, install this, and you will find that H2O is here. You can be able to access the H2O. You don't need to install any different programming language, right? That's it. Okay, then second thing is that in Python, okay, let's say you will have to, for each and everything, you will have to, go ahead and you will have to import the library. But in R, okay, like for many things you don't have to import the library, right? Even for, even for doing the linear regression as well, there is one function lm, linear model is there. Just use that and you will see that there is no need to import any package in R. Okay, and you will get the output. Similarly, the output you got in the Python, right? That is the, these are the few advantages of R, because it's a statistical programming language. If you see, it's very, like the R programming language created by the, some for the, statistical analysis. Okay, as well as, doing some graphical representation, as well as doing some, data analysis, as well as a, visualization kind of thing. Okay, right? And if you see that, if you explore R and Python both simultaneously, you will find that R is very easy. It's very simple to understand, simple to run, as well as you can read and write as well. Okay, it's very easy to do that. Okay, right? In Python, if you wanted to, run the multiple line of code, at that time you will have to select that particular all the code in Spider. But here you don't need to select that code. Just put your cursor on one of the line in that particular multiple line, and you can simply press the run button, and you will find that like automatically it will take the full code. Okay, not like Python. Python will give you the error in that particular scenario. Okay, so likewise you will find that there are lot of different things. Okay, like depends upon like the familiarity of your programming language. If you are, let's say if you are familiar with Python, so you can simply use Python, right? And you will say R is very hard for me, right? But if you know the R, then you can say that yes, R is very easy, Python is very hard. Like it's, again the matter of perspective. Like whether you started with R or Python, that is important. If you started with R, so you will say R is easy. If you started with Python, you will say Python is easy. Okay, and these are the few advantages of R. Okay, similarly you will find that the few advantages of Python as well, right? Over R. Okay, so now guys, let's go ahead and try to do some codes in R Studio, right? So like after this particular course, you will be able to, you will be comfortable to put that particular R Studio or R programming language in your resume, right? So guys, let me use a control plus L to clear the particular console. Sorry. So for, many time you will see that the, if you wanted to go ahead and clear the console of the, R, so you can simply use a control plus L, right? Now after this guys, here you can see that the help. If you wanted to learn R in a good way, you can simply go and explore the different topics of, you know, topics in R. You will find that lot of topics are there in R. You will find that, see, data frames are there. If you wanted to learn more about the data frame, then you can simply go over here. See, now likewise, okay, if you wanted to search for, let's say, cluster analysis, let's run this. Okay, let's run this, and here you will find that, okay, cluster analysis is not found. Let's go with the cluster then. Okay, now here you can see. Now here you can see cluster ensemble. Now in many packages you will find that, you know, animation k means dot animation. So any, which means it will simply demonstrate the k means clustering algorithm, right? You can implement the k means clustering algorithm right here. If you wanted to go ahead and if you wanted to see the, you know, different things, you can see over here as well. Okay, okay, if you wanted to go, and you can simply go and, you know, just download the PDF and explore more about the, you know, cluster ensembles, right? So here you can see that the many different things you can do for just the cluster analysis. See, for cluster analysis you will find lot of things. Now you can simply search for the regression. See, regression, let's go and run this, and now here you can see lot of different things, right? This is a moving window auto regression. This is a, you know, time series part. This is the analysis of variance. ANOVA part is there. In that you will find the regression also we are using in that. Okay, likewise you will find then the regression. You will see, you know, the resistant regression is there. So many you know, regression. You will find that the logistic regression over here, right? So which means that you can explore many different things in Python in R itself. Okay, you don't have to go anywhere to learn R, right? So you can just use the help, right? Then second thing is that, then many times, like, okay, initially if you see that, okay, in the cluster, okay, there is animation is there. If you see the package, okay, the animation package is there. Basically animation package will give you the animation of multiple things, like how, let's say, the k-means clustering, how the k-means clustering works. So it will show you that in the with the help of animation. Okay, so you will see that animation over here in the viewer, right? In the viewer as well. Okay, and this is going to be the presentation. If you wanted to present something, okay, by using the R code, so you can present over here. Okay, or else you can go ahead with the print and all, right? That is the thing. Like here you can see that okay, behind the, you know, beside the console you will find that the background job. Let's say if you wanna go ahead and install the package, so you will find that it will show you all the things in the background jobs, like how you can, how the you know, how the different package are installing in the background jobs, not in the console. Okay, like if you go ahead and let's see, like, let me just, I just wanted to, you know, update the one package, let's say ggplot. Okay, let's go and install the update. So now here you can see, okay, okay, let's say import h2o, h2o. Now after some time you will find that there will be a, you know, pop-up automatically comes, and it will show you this particular h2o is not installed. Okay, so at that time if you wanted to install this, you can simply install it from here as well. At that time you will see that the background jobs, right, over here, right? And now you will see that the, you know, in the console for the, you know, updation, right? But many times you will see that the update will be there in the background jobs, as well as if you wanted to install anything, you will see that in the background jobs, not in the console, right? Now guys, okay, so let us go ahead and explore the few codes about the in the R studio. Okay, now guys, as we know, okay, we can simply as if you go ahead and if you see that, okay, let's say a equal to 5 and capital A equal to 2, and let me go ahead and show you the values for those. So from this particular example you will find that R is case sensitive or not. Okay, let me go and run this. See, this is the button over here, you will be able to see. You can just go over here and run this. So in the console you will find this. Okay, in the console you will find this a equal to 5, you just execute it. Okay, see the value of it, a equal to 2, and see the value of it. Okay, which means that, okay, okay, let me just again clear this thing to clear up your ideas. Okay, let me go with the a equal to, let me clear this screen as well. Let me go with the a equal to 5, and now instead of this I'll go over here and I'll try to run this. Now here you can say error is there, object A is not found, which means I just executed this particular line a equal to 5, and here you can see that after going with the capital A to see the output, okay, and I'm getting the error, and error saying that object A is not found, which means that our programming language is case sensitive language similar to the Python programming language. Okay, now after this, okay, you can use the R as a calculator as well. As you know, you can use it. Okay, you can use it as a calculator. Okay, we know, right? Then you can simply use a control plus enter as well to run the particular line of code as well, right? Right, you can use like this, right? You can do this, use this as a calculator as well. Then after this, okay, if we wanted to print the 1 to 50 numbers, okay, so in Python you will have to use the arrange method, right? But here you can simply go and write like this, and you know use the control plus enter, and here you can see that all the values you got from 1 to 50. Now here, what is the difference between the R output and Python output? See, in my code in Python, if you write like this, if you wanted to get the 50, 1 to 50 values, so you in the arrange method you can use the np.arrange, the numpy library you will use to get this 1 to 50 values, right? So here you can see, so like in Python, if you see that, so you will have to write the np.arrange 51, okay, which means last value is excluded in Python, but in R it is included, right? You don't have to write the 1 to 51. Here you will have to write the only 1 to 50, then only you will get the 1 to 50 value. If you go ahead and write the 1 to 51, you will see that the 1 to 51 value you will see. Okay, that is the thing, and that is a one of the difference. Now second thing is that if you wanted to again write this 1 to 50 in reverse order, in reverse order, so in basically in Python you will have to go ahead with the the reverse method. And how you can do that? You will have to use the slicing for that. Okay, double colon and then minus 2 index number, then it will reverse that particular all the data. So here in R you don't have to do it, you can simply use the 50 colon 1, and here you go. Okay, just use the 50 colon 1, and here you will see 50, 48, 49, 48 like this up to 1 in the reverse order, right? So it's very easy to implement, easy to run the code, right? This is the first thing. Now okay, if you wanted to print similarly in Python, you can use the print function to read or to write anything, right? Like welcome to R programming language. Okay, let's go and run this by using control plus enter, right? So here you can see the output. Okay, that's how you can go ahead with. Okay, then if you wanted to go ahead with the comment, you can simply use the comment. Okay, let's say this is my the comment by using the hash. Okay, by using the hash. Now you can see that. Okay, let me show you the few things. Okay, let's say help, I just wanted to go and explore more about data frame, right? So here you can see. So basically if you just type few, few thing, so it will automatically detect that one, and it will, you know give you the full word. Okay, right here in the same. Okay, here you can see frame, data frame. So here you can see, this is how you can get the things. Okay, you don't have to write the colon, the double quotes over here. Okay, automatically this double quotes will be added, right? So like this. Now second thing here. Okay, if I put my cursor over here on the print welcome to the R programming language code, and let's go and run this, and here you can see that after this, here you can see, it will just ex- the ignore this particular space, right? It will just ignore this particular space, and it will move to the particular line that you just wrote something. Okay, if in that particular line, if you just created something, if you created some code or comment over there, so the automatically the cursor will be there, right? Like this. And you will find that the help, by using the help in the bracket, if you write any word, okay, that is there, so you will find that. Okay, you will able to explore more about the data frames. Okay, see the data frame with the example as well. See, this is the example you will find. Okay, which means that you can, okay, use this example over here. If let's say suppose I copy this example and over here, so you will see that particular data frame as well, right? But we will create our data set in the upcoming part of the session. And guys, as I told you, if you wanted to, sometimes, okay, if you see that the, lot of code you just run. Okay, okay, like we'll go one by one. So if you go here, if you see that if you wanted to, again the clear your screen, clear your console, basically you can use a control plus L, right? You can use a control plus L. If you wanted to clear your environment, so at that time you can go over here, this particular brush, you can clear your console. In the same way, if you wanted to remove the history, you can go over here into the brush and you can clear your all the history, right? Like this. Okay, got it? In the same way, if you created the few plots, and few plots will be there, if you wanted to remove those plot, you can clear those plot with the help of brush. You will see over here, after you created the plot, that brush will automatically turn on, right? Now after this, okay, as I told you in the agenda, okay, we'll be talking about the data types in R. So as we know in Python, how many data types are there? Lot of data types are there. List is there, tuple is there, dictionary is there, set is there, string is there, few numerical data types is there, integer, float, complex numbers are there, right? So these are the few data types, as well as the data frame series is there in Python. So what are the different data types in R? Then what are the different data types? Okay, so let me tell you how many data types are there. Okay, let me write the data types over here. Data types in R. So how many data types will be there in R? So here you will find that we will be starting with the, let's go over here. We will be starting with the first vector. Okay, so if we're talking about the vector, so what is vector in statistics or in mathematics? Vector is nothing but the one dimension matrix, right? Either in a row format or in a column format, isn't it? Right? So that is nothing but the vector. And you will find that most of the type you will see in R, those are nothing but the vectors, right? Okay, then you will see that the list is there, right? Then we have the matrix. Okay, then we have the array. Matrix is nothing but the table which is in a, which is in a matrix format, like 2 cross 2, 2 cross 3, 5 cross 5, like this. Like matrix is nothing but the those who have the, rows and columns, right? Now here you can see that what is array. Arrays are also, you know we can say that the matrix is one of the array, right? Matrix is nothing but one of the array. Array is nothing but, because there is very we will be creating the array in R. So let's say, let me show you the three dimensional array, right? So let me go into the images, and here you can see that the three dimensions array. See, this is my three dimensions array. Okay, so here you can see that now three dimension array is matrix in three dimension. Okay, so here you can see that this is my first matrix. Behind this particular matrix there is another matrix, isn't it? Behind this particular matrix there is another matrix. So you will find, so there are rows is present, columns are present, as well as the number of matrix. Okay, so there will be three parameters: rows, columns, and the number of array, 1 2 3, right? So these are nothing but the array, which is nothing but the, in short, the advanced version of matrix. Okay, or in higher dimension you will use the array, not the matrix. You will use the matrix in two dimension. Okay, if you see the matrix is just the, you know simple array, you can say, in two dimension. Okay, now I got the, matrix. Okay, let me go with the 2 cross 2 matrix. Yeah, 2 by 3. Let's go ahead with 2 by 3 matrix. So here you can see this is my 2 by 3 matrix, right? Okay, this is 2 cross 3 matrix, 2 cross 2, 2 cross 2 matrix. This is, 3 cross 2 matrix. This is 2 cross 2, 2 cross 3 matrix. This is 3 cross 3 matrix. These are nothing but the matrix, right? So these are the few things, okay, we should have to understand, right? So this is the, basic difference between the matrix and array. Now what is factor? Now what is factor? Now as we understood the what is target variable, so as we know, in the target variable, let's say this is my target variable. Okay, this is my target variable. Let's say, okay, 1 1 1 is there, then we have the 2 1 3 4 2 1, like this we have the four things. Okay, let's say like this. Okay, let me go and run this. Okay, and if I implement this as the factor, okay, factor and y, and run this, so here you can see that now here how many levels are there, means how many unique values are there in my target column. Okay, if that my target column is 0 1 0 1 0 1, so you will see that the only 0 1 is there. But now in my target column 1 is there, 2 is there, 4 is there, 5 is there. So here you will see that the 1 2 4 5. Okay, that is nothing but the factor. Okay, which means you can use this particular factor, okay, to create the machine learning model, right? Yes, also you can say that it's a categorical term, okay. But if we're talking about the categorical term, so which means that categorical term is nothing but the sum times of text data, okay. And factor is nothing but that, okay, that which is something which has the power to convert your numerical data into the labels. So definitely it will, consider as the labels, not the numerical values, okay. Because R, if you don't go ahead with the factor, okay, and you are trying to create a classification model in R, then it will throw an error, okay. If you go with the factor as your target column, definitely you will get the output, okay. And lastly we'll have the data frame. Now what is data frame? As we saw in Python, data frame is nothing but the, okay, it's simply a table you can create in the R or in Python as well, right? So these are the few things, right? Now let us go ahead guys and understand one by one, okay. So let us go ahead and uh, talk about the different, the let's say talk about the first type of data type, which is nothing but a vector, right? Let us talk about the vector. So as we know, in vector, okay, you will find that, okay, there are the different types of the vectors, okay. Or you can say that the different classes of the vector. Like there is a, the vector might be a logical vector, you can see, logical vector is there, okay. Now the logical vector, if you see the logical vector, so you will find that, okay, let's say a is equal to the, let's say, true. That is nothing but the your logical. So in the name itself, if you go and use the true, so you will find that, okay, as we know, okay, okay. So here you can see that this is going to be the, okay, in the yellow pop-up you will find that the true is nothing but the logical vectors, right? So that is the thing, right? Just go ahead and use the print the a. So here you can see the output is nothing but in the form of logical true and false, right? You can create the logical vector like this as well, okay. So you can create with this, okay, true, okay, like this, true, false, okay. You can create the vector like this, okay. Not the capital B because it's a case sensitive, that is why. Now here you can see we got the output true true false false, okay. So here you can see this is also a vector, okay. Now if you wanted to, check the type of this, the data type, so you can see that the type of this is going to be the, okay, the vector. So how you can check that? You can simply use the, you know the class, and in the class you can use the B, so which is nothing but this is going to be the logical vector, you can see, right? The logical vector you can see. Now the second type of vector is going to be the, numeric one, right? First here you can see that the logical true false is there. Then second type, what is the next type, which is nothing but the, you know numerical vector is there. So if we're talking about the numerical vector, so you will find that, okay, numerical vectors are nothing but the numerical values will be there, right? Numerical values will be there like 0 1 2 3 4 5 6, like that, okay. This is going to be the numerical vector in simple words. So let's go and run this by using control plus enter. If you wanted to run the any line in RStudio, you can simply use Control plus Enter, right? Then what we can do is, okay, after this, if you wanted to see the type of this, you can simply see the type like the class of A, and here you can see the class of A is going to be the numerical one, right? If you wanted to, get some sub part of this particular numerical vector, so you can get it. How you can get it? By using a, you know again the same kind of thing that we did in Python, by using, the by adding the square brackets. Okay, let's say if I wanted to, just extract the index first value up to index, let's say 4 value, index 4. So I can simply go and use this, and here you can see 0 1 2 5 value will be there. Okay, here in R, index will start from the 1, then then first index, then second index, the third index, and fourth index. So so if you go and if you add the 1 and fourth index, so which means that all four index from 1 to 4, it will show you over here as in the output. Okay, in R you will never find that last index is excluded. Like in the, okay, in Python you will find that the last index is excluded, but in R you never find that kind of scenario. We have the, multiple different types for this. Okay, we have multiple different types of this. So like we have the complex as well. Like if you see that, okay, so let me show you the complex number. Okay, let's say 2 plus, let's say 3i, this is going to be your complex number, right? So control plus enter and control plus enter. Here you will find that if you wanted to see the type for this, you can use the class, right? You can use the control plus, you know enter, and you will see that the type for this particular data is going to be the complex one, right? Then you will find that the next type of the vector is going to be the, you know the character. Now character is going to be the string in Python, as we know. Okay, character is going to be the string in Python. Now guys, just compare this vector, okay, in RStudio, the same you can find in Python. And what is that? That is nothing but the variable. Okay, as we know, in variable we have the multiple data types like the integer, float, right, complex, string value is there. So in the same way, you can find this thing over here as well, right? So let me go ahead with the, this is going to be the complex. Let me add the name for it. Complex vector, I can say. Or like in Python, you will say that the complex variable in short, right? Now, if we talk about the next one, which is nothing but the character. Okay. So if you're talking about the character, so here you go equal to, you can add any character, right? You can add any character. You can say like this, the Arif is there. Okay. Then second one, here you will find that Kodesh is there. Okay. Then Shweta is there, right? So for, okay, you will have to add, as we know, we will have to add the double quote or single quote, right? Then Martin is there. Okay. So again, I'll have to add the, single quote or double quote. So I can simply go ahead and, run this particular line of code. Okay, and after this, okay, I'll simply use this. Okay, and here you can see we got the output in, okay, in terms of characters, right? Then how to find it, the type, you can simply use a class and e, and control plus enter, you will see that the character class is there, right? Likewise, you will find that the multiple, you know, types of vectors. Okay, similarly, we saw the different types in variables, the data types of the variables, okay, in Python as well. Here also you can see the same thing. I just wanted to show you the one more thing. Okay, let's say, okay, this is my, okay, numerical variable. Let's say 5 4 like this. Okay, this is my variable, let's say. Okay, and let me just go with this a. Then I just wanted to, you know, take the extract the small part. Okay, 2 to 5. Okay, and again after this I just wanted to, you know, go ahead with another term. Okay, I just wanted to only find out, let's say 2 to 5. Okay, so are these both command same or not? Are these both command are same or not? Let me show you. Okay, this is my numerical vector, right? Now here you can see that in the first command, in the first code, I just wanted to extract the, you know, values, okay, from index 2 to index 5, right? Let me go and run this, and here you can see the from index 2 to 5, you will see that this value 2684, right? Now here you can see that this is my second line of code. Here I mention I just wanted to find out the sub values from my a numerical vector, and what are those of the index 2 and index 5. Okay, so let me go and run this, and here you can see that I got the values of index 2 or index 5. Okay, second index or fifth index, I got the values. So these two line of code are different, not same, right? These two line of code are different. Now let us go ahead. Okay, this is about the, you know, this is about the vector, right? This is about the vector. Now let us talk about the list. Now let us talk about the list. Okay, let us talk about the list. Now what is list, guys? Okay, basically it can contain many different types of elements. Okay, basically it can contain many different types of element. Okay, like inside it, like you can see that the vectors, okay, the functions, okay, and even another list as well inside the list. Okay, so I'll write few list, okay, to show you that how you can create the list. Okay, and what are the different kinds of list you can make. So this is, let's say, list my, okay, this is the list, and I just wanted to write few values. Okay, then I just wanted to go ahead with a few floating point values. Okay, this is my floating point value. Now I just wanted to write, or, you know, create the vector as well. Okay, let's say this is my vector. You can create the vectors like this, right? Now again you can write anything. You can go ahead with the string as well, right? As well as, okay, you can, let's say you can write any uh, function as well. Let's say the sine function, if you know, okay, the sine function is there, right? So you can go and write like this as well, right? Let me go and run this, and here you can see we got the output. Okay, we got the output. Now here in the list, if you see, okay, in the list if you see the first index, very first index, you will find that the 2 value, then second index you will find that the 3 value, third index you will find that the 6.5 value, fourth index you will find that the 678 value, right? Seven index you will find that, okay, the hello. Okay, then here last you will find that the function, which is nothing but the sine function, you will see, right? So which means that you can write anything. in list. Okay, you can add the complex number too if you want, right? You can add complex number too, right? Let me go ahead with the complex number 3.4i. This is my complex number. If I wanted to go ahead with mean, so I can go ahead with the mean as well. So let me go and run this, and here you can see, okay, this is my list again. Okay, here you will find that the complex number, and you can see the mean over here, right? So which means, okay, you can create the, the class with anything. Okay, so the let's see the type for this. Okay, you will see that the list is there. The type of this is going to be the list. Now, okay, if you wanted to view this list, okay, if you wanted to view the list in the separate window, so what you can do, you can simply go over here in the, in the third window, which means that the upper right window, you can simply go and click to this. Okay, click to your list. So you will see that in my first window, you will be able to see all the things. Okay, the types. Okay, you will find that the types, your list type, you just created the list. Now you will find that the list with how many elements are there, 8 elements are there. And what are those? You will find that this and their values, list of length 8. Okay, which means that 8 elements are there. So 2 3 6.5, okay, 6 7 8 is another vector is there, then hello, then your sign function, then your complex number, then mean. Okay, so you can, create the list like this, right? Now what if you wanted to, and you can go with the another way like this. Okay, this is the code to see the list in the our this particular first window. So you can just go and run this, and you can see the list over here, right? So this is the, the positive side of the R, I can say. Now guys, how to access the elements? Now you can see there are a lot of different types. Okay, there is function, complex number, the string function is string data type is there. Then you will find that the vector is there, float is there, integer is there. So how to access the values from the list? How to access the value from the list? So if you wanted to access the value from the list, let's say I just wanted to access the, this particular value 6.5. So how you can do that? You can simply use the name of the list L. Okay, and in the double square brackets, you can add the index of it. So as we know, index start with 1 in R. So 1 2 3, so you can simply use the 3. Let's go and run this, and here you can see the 6.5 value is there. See, 6.5 value is there, right? That's how you can access it. Now, like, okay, if someone asks me, sir, how to access this particular 7 value? Okay, how to access this particular 7 value in this particular vector? So if you wanted to access this 7 value, so you will have to first again go ahead with the double square brackets. Okay, you will have to add the, index value for this particular vector, you will see, and the index value for this particular vector is 4. Add this 4. If you wanted to, your aim is to access this particular value 7 in that particular vector. So now you can add the one square bracket over here and put the index value for this. Now you can see this is my vector. Okay, and index value for this 7 is nothing but the 6 value for 1 and 7 value for 2. This is a second index value, right? So I just simply add this, and let me go and run this, and here you can see the 7 value is there, right? Okay, in the second window in the console, you will see that the second 7 value is there, right? So that is how you can access it, right? So this is the thing. Now guys, let us talk about the matrix. Okay, this is about the list. Now let us talk about the matrix. Why I'm writing the two dimensional over here? because you will find that matrix are two-dimensional. Okay, in matrix you will find that the row and column, right? In matrix you will find out the row and column. Okay, so let us go and create the matrix now. So here you can see, let me go and create the one matrix of the name. Okay, so here you can see matrix, let's say M. I just wanted to create the matrix M, and here I will simply use the matrix, and you can see that just after typing few letters of matrix, here the first function you will see the matrix, right? Simply enter this, you will see that the matrix now, right? Now in the yellow pop-up you will see that the all you need to do is, okay, the in the matrix what are the different things you can, okay, you will have to mention, you will have to add your data first, then you will have to mention the, how many rows, okay, you want in your matrix, how many columns you want in your matrix. According to, you'll have to add that much amount of data. Okay, then whether you wanna go with, whether you wanted to, put your data that you mention, okay, whether you want to put that data by row or by column. So that's why you will have to add one parameter, which is nothing but by row equal to false or by row equal to true. Okay, and if you wanted to go ahead and if you wanted to, put your, row name and column name, then you can add those names by using dimension name as well. So let us go and create the matrix like this. So first thing, I'm just going to, add the data. Okay, let's go and add the data 10, 20 and 30. Okay, this is my simple data one, you know you can see that the 3 cross 1 I just wanted to add. So how many rows I want? I just want the 3 rows. Okay, and rows equal to 3 I want. Okay, how many columns I want? Okay, and column, right, equal to, let's say I just want 2 columns, right? Now here I'll have to, set the, whether I'll go with the by row, which means put this particular data which I mentioned over here. We can put this data. Yes, if you want, you can go. Thank you. Okay. Now here you can see, okay, n column. Now here, if you see that, if you wanted to go with by row, so we can simply add the by row equal to true, right? Let's add the by row equal to 2, which means put this particular data row wise, right? Put this particular data row wise, right? And after this, if you wanted to add your column and row names, so you can use this with the dimension names. So here you can see the dimension names. Okay, here as I mentioned, the n row equal to 3, which means there are 3 row, and as I mentioned, n column equal to 2, which means that there will be, you know 2 columns. So what I can do is I'll simply go over here and I can simply use the list. What I can do, I can simply use the list. Okay, and I'll be creating the list, and in that I'll be mentioning the row names. Let's say row 1. Okay, this is my row 2, and here you will see that, okay, here you will see that this is my row 3, right? Now after this, let's complete this and add the names of the columns if you want, guys. Okay, this is totally depends on you whether you wanted to add these names to your column and rows. Okay, I'm just showing you because if you know this, so okay, in might be, in future if you require this, so you can use this, right? So now here you can see that in Python, what you have to, do is like in Jupyter Notebook, as we saw in the cell, you can simply mention this code and you can run total cell. But when you are using the developer version, developer IDE, which is nothing but the spider, at that time you will have to, select all the code in Python and then press the run button. But in R, what you can do is I can simply put my cursor on this particular course, this code, and I can simply go with the run. And here you can see, okay, I am able to run this particular line of code. Now here you can see that my code is executed, right? Now what I can do is just I'm going to see the my matrix. Now my matrix is looks like this. Now here you can see that, okay, in the third window as well. Okay, in the third window, the upper right window, you can see, if you go over here into the M, okay, so here you can see that now if you just press it, okay, in the upper right window to this particular matrix, so you will see that the matrix in the first window as well, right, in the first window as well. So you can see the, matrix over here as well. So my this matrix is same matrix you will see over here, 10 20 30 10 20 30, because we just go with the by row. If you go with the by row equal to false, so you will see that the 10 20 30 column wise, not the row wise, right? So this is the thing. Now if you wanted to see the data type for this, as we know this is a matrix, but if you wanted to cross check it, what you can do is you can simply go with the class function and you can run it, and you can see that we got the class as a matrix or array, because matrix is one of the type of array. This is a matrix as well as the array. Okay, so you can't say that this is not array, this is array as well, because you can mention, if you mention your matrix in one dimension, means in one column or in a one row, that is also a matrix of one, of you know dimension, like 1 cross 3, which is nothing but the, the column wise, or the 3 cross 1 order, or the dimension of the matrix, that is nothing but a 3 rows and 1 column is there, that is also a matrix. If you write the matrix 2 cross 2, that is also a matrix, that is also an array, right? And if you write the multiple matrix, right, so that is the array now. Okay, array as well as matrix. Okay, now as I show you this, how you can access the multiple elements from the list. So here also you can able to access the multiple elements from the list as well, right? Here also you can be able to access the multiple elements, right? And how you can access that? You can simply use this. Okay, you can simply use it. Let's say I just wanted to access the, let's say, a, third row and the, let's say third row and second column's value. Okay, this 30 value I just wanted to access last value. Okay, so what I can do is, this is my third row and this is my last column's value. Second column is nothing but the last column, I just wanted to extract this value. So here you can see that, okay, sorry, that is not the I, that is M. The name of the matrix is M, that's why I got the error. I, mistakenly typed I instead of M. So let's go and run this, and here you can see I got the value as the 30. Okay, and if you see the value of the matrix in the third row and the second column, you will see that the 30 value is there, right? You will see that the 30 value is there. Okay, so that is how you can cross check. Okay, similarly you can go and you can, do multiple types of, you can extract the multiple values from the matrix, right? Now let us talk about the array. Now as we saw how to create the vector, right, how to create the list, right, how to create the matrix, now how to create the array. So let's see over here how to create the array. Okay, so like, as we know, it is a, it's a, more than three dimension, it's very difficult to visualize array. So that's why I show you that particular image from the internet, right? So here what we gonna do is we are just trying to, build the multiple matrix, okay, the layers of the matrix. So let's go and create the array. So this is, let's say this is my array equal to, okay, okay, let's say I just wanted to create the array. Now what I can do is I just wanted to again, let's say, uh, I'll add the data. Okay, now let me just add the data of, let's say, again the same 10 20 30. Okay, that make sense, I guess. Okay, 10 20 30. Now here I just wanted to add the dimension of the data. Okay, here you can see dimension of the data I can add. Okay, so now here I want the dimension of my array is going to be the, let's say I want the two rows. Okay, this is just the example. I want two rows and five columns matrix. Okay, what I want two rows and five columns matrix. Okay, and how many matrix I want? Let's say I want four matrix. Okay, how many matrix I want four matrix. That is nothing but my dimension of my array. Okay, let's go and run this. Okay, now I'll show you the array. Okay, this is my array. Let me go and show you. Okay, now here you can see that this is my array. Now this is my first array. This is my first array. If you see, this is the first array. Okay, if you see, this is the second array. If you see, this is the third array, and this is going to be the fourth array. And you will see that the dimension of each array or each matrix is going to be the 2 cross 5. The dimension of each array is going to be the 2 cross 5. So you will see this. Okay, now why we need this array? Why we are doing this, all this stuff? Why we are creating the array, matrix, vectors and all? Why to, like, why we need this? So if we talk about, let's say, the neural networks, do you know about neural networks? Neural, okay, network. Okay, so here if you see the neural network, okay, so you will find that the neural networks like this. Okay, the neural network like this. Okay, let me show you. Like, see, this is my neural network. Okay, now okay, like if you see this neural network from here, okay, from here, from where, from here, let me show you. Okay, from here, if you see this from here, okay, from here, so how the neural network looks like. So let me again erase this. Let's go and show you the array. Okay, three dimension array. So it's visually very, effective, you can say. So now here you can see, okay, this one. Okay, we were talking about this one. This is very simple example, I can say. Okay, this is going to be my, array. So if you see this particular neural network or any neural network from here, so you will see something like this. Okay, so this is my first array, this is my second array, and this is my third array. So all these arrays, okay, will connected like this. Okay, will be connected like this. Okay, you will find that will be connected like this, like each and every value, okay, okay, is connected to the next array, is connected to the each and every value in the next array. You will find that. Okay, this, let's say this is my, first array's value 311. Okay, this value is connected with each and every value in array 2. This is yellow middle array, you will find that, right? So in the same way, all the values, okay, are connected to each and every value in my array too. Okay, so you will find the structure like this. Okay, which one? The structure like this, either this or either this, either this. Okay, you can see this. Okay, okay, you can see the structure. Now this is structure which is somewhat like our structure of brain. Okay, so, and these are the, if you see, if you go ahead with the data science project, so you will find that there are, okay, like, do you know about chat gpt? Okay, suppose all of you know about the chat gpt. Okay, so what is the algorithm behind the chat gpt? Chat gpt is nothing but the, gpt stands for generative pre-trained transformer, and transformer is nothing but the one of the, highly advanced model of nlp. Okay, by using neural networks, right? So you will find that the neural networks like this. Okay, so that is the use case of the arrays, right? So that is the use case of array. So, you know that's how you can, why I am showing you this particular thing. Understood, guys? Why I am showing you this? Okay, if you understood this, which means that, okay, when we are dealing with upcoming parts, okay, let's say if you go ahead in the advanced term, okay, like after this course, if you wanted to explore more about the, data science and all, so at that time there is, one particular topic which is nothing but a deep learning. So in the deep learning, all the algorithms which are related to neural network, right? Dimension is nothing but this, not clear in output. So here you can see, yeah, let me show the dimension. Okay, now here you can see, okay, now first two values are the dimension of matrix. Okay, for your understanding, first two values are the dimension of each matrix. So here you can see the dimension of each matrix is what? 2 cross 5. So here you can see that the dimension of each matrix is 2 cross 5. So how many matrix are there? This is the number of matrix which is present in the array. So how many matrix are there? 1, or here you can see the array 1, which is nothing but the matrix 1, matrix 2, matrix 3, and matrix 4. So if you wanted to understand the dimension of these, so you will find that this is the number of rows of each matrix, this is the number of columns of each matrix. So basically this is the dimension of each matrix, 2 cross 5, and this value is going to be the number of matrix which are there in array. So that is the thing. Okay, this is very easy concept. Just, okay, if you concentrate on the topic, if you try to understood this particular thing, then it will be very easy to understand the very complicated topics like deep learning models, right? This is just the value 20, 30, 40. This is just the value. You can take any value, you can take numerical value, you can take complex value, you can take any string value, you can take categorical value, as well as you can take your name as well. Okay, you can write your name as well over there. Okay, so this is just the, any random value I took to show you how you can create the output. So because of this, these are just the three values. So you see the dimension 2 cross 5. So how many elements are there? Okay, how many elements are there? You see total 10 values in each matrix. Yes or no? 10 values in each matrix. And here, as I mentioned in the matrix, okay, the by row equal to true, by row equal to true. And if I didn't mention this over here, you see that there is no by row parameter over here, because my here my aim is to show you how you can create the array. Okay, because I show you this all the things in the matrix. So now you can create all these things over here as well. You can add this parameter over here as well, right? Like you add the parameter which is nothing but the by row. Okay, if you add the parameter by row over here, so it will, give you the output as well. Okay, you can add the parameter dimension name, right? you know, the dimension name is there. Okay, you can add the multiple parameters in short, right? So the thing is that, okay, all the things, if you are not, you know, clearing these things, you can simply go ahead and over here you can use a array, because you will find that lot of things. Okay, you can find that lot of things. Okay, like what are the different things you can put over here, right? You can do this multiple things, right? So see, here also they created the array. Okay, here also they created the array. If you don't want the shuffle in your data, okay, let's say there are 10 values. Okay, let me go and I can simply put the, you know, the value 1 to 10. Okay, now it will take the value column wise. Okay, now here you can see that, you will see that the column wise values we got 1 2 3 4, right? Column wise it just took the 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So you see that now. Okay, this is the console. You will find that the all the matrix 1 2 3 4, all this matrix, the same matrix you will find. Okay, or in short I can say array now, right? Now after this guys, let us go ahead. Okay, let us go ahead and understand the factor. Understand the factor now. Yes, see guys, you know, deep learning is you know, one of the, I can say that, very important topic nowadays. Okay, because you will find that the chat GPT and all of, you know, lot of AI tools will be coming each and every day, right? So all in that you will find that, okay, people started using the one particular algorithm, which is nothing but the GPT. Okay, GPT is nothing but the generative pre-trained transformer. So behind that particular algorithm, behind that particular method, you will find that there is one algorithm is there. Okay, and that algorithm is totally depends on the neural network. Okay, and basically in the neural network, if you see, okay, so what will be there? So there will be an array. Okay, you can create the neural network by using the arrays. So if you try to, okay, if you wanna understood how the deep learning works, okay, you should know what array is, right? So that is the, you know, like this is a, you know, very basic. If you understood this, you can go ahead one further step. Okay, like if you know the vector, then you can go ahead with the matrix. Then if you know the matrix, you can go ahead with the array. If you know the array, you can go ahead with the further algorithms, right? So you can do these many multiple things. Now let us talk about the factor. Now here also, like one more thing guys over here. Okay, like as we know, okay, in matrix, in list, okay, in vector as well, you can go ahead with the slicing method. This is nothing but the slicing method, right? So here you can see that in matrix you can, you know, take the subsample of your sub matrix. You can find out here how you can find out the sub matrix. Okay, so because there are three dimensions, right? There are three dimension, and let's say this is my array. Okay, this is my array, and now from this array, from 1 to 10, 1 to 10, 1 to 10, there are four matrix in my array, right? So here you can see, if you wanted to, you know, take any matrix, okay, let's say I just wanted to, you know, extract the second array. So what I can do, I can simply use a comma, comma, and value second. Okay, because here you can see that I got the second matrix now. Okay, similarly, if you wanted to take any value, if you wanted to take any value, you can simply add those many rows. Okay, rows and value, you will get the value. Okay, now let us go ahead and understand the factor. Okay, so for understanding factor, what we need to, you know, go ahead with the our vector. Okay, first you can create the vector. Okay, see, I am creating the vector. Okay, okay, this is my vector. Let's see. Okay, and here you will find that in my vector there are few labels. You will find that the one label is there, three label, four label is there, 14, 43, 45, you like this. Okay, now here you can see I can simply use the factor of y and enter this. Now here you can see we got the values. Okay, the labels. Now the labels for this you will find that the 1 2 4 5. Okay, because it took the factor as the singular factors. Okay, it took the factor as the singular factor, you see. Okay, let me go ahead, okay, with the another term. You can see now if you see these, let's say setosa. Okay, let's say versicolor. Okay, then we have the you know let's say virginica we have. Okay, these are the you know few, okay, the three different species of iris flower, right? So let me copy this again. Okay, again we can, let's say, and copy this. Okay, and after this, okay, let me go and apply the factor on it. Okay, apply the factor on it, let's say. Okay, so let us go and run this. Okay, and here you will find that. Okay, so basically the definition of factor is nothing but, okay, it will, okay, you can use this into to find out the labels. Okay, to find out the labels, right? So factor, basically we can say that a variable which can take certain values, or you can say that the certain labels. Okay, so here you can see, if you see the setosa versicolor virginica is here, let's say this is your target variable. Okay, let's say this is your target variable. If you simply go with this y value, okay, and you didn't make any changes in your data time, because the data type of y is basically initially this is going to be the your categorical data. This is your categorical data, right? But you know that don't make any sense. Okay, because categorical data in R, okay, that don't make any sense. Okay, if you wanted to find out the, let's say, the labels, okay, like in my target column, my aim is to whether to accept the offer or reject the offer, right? Here in my iris data set, my aim is to classify my iris flower into this particular species, whether my iris flower is of the setosa species or versicolor species or virginica species. Okay, so how do you know that, okay, these are the three species are there? So for understanding that, okay, you will have to apply the factor, right? So factor tell you the how many levels are there. Okay, factor tell your model that this is not a categorical data. Okay, this is your factor data. Now you can use it as a labels. Okay, 0 1 2 or the setosa versicolor virginica, right? So that is the thing over here. Four labels are there, right? Okay, how many labels are there? Four labels are there. So see, basically it will start from the 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, to find out the labels. Okay, right? How do you say 4? Because here you can see that in my console window, okay, you will find that I executed this particular code, factor of y. I executed this code over here, right? I executed code over here, and after executing this particular code, it is saying that my labels are 4, right? I'm not saying by myself. Okay, after executing the line of code, okay, I got the labels as a 4. Okay, if let's say if there are, okay, more than 10 levels, let's say there are more than 10 levels, so definitely it will give you the values of those 10 labels. Okay, after there is a 1 label, 2 label, 3 label, 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, and after that if you add these values, these 2 digits values, then it will consider these values as the one label, otherwise it will consider the singular values. Okay, that is the thing over here. Okay, now after this, guys, okay, let us go ahead and talk about the data frames. Okay, after this, let us go ahead and talk about the data frame. Like, we talk about the multiple data types. Okay, and data frame is, let's say, our the final data type in R, you can say. Okay, it just, if you see this particular thing, this is 1 1 1 2 1 2, okay, like this. So here you won't see any 3, any 2 value like this. So here, if you go over here, okay, you will find that, okay, here you will find that I just created the y value. Okay, and here you will find that after this array, after this particular code, okay, my bad, okay, after this particular code, you will find that array. Okay, see, this is my code. I executed this, and after this I directly executed factor of y instead of executing first y. Okay, first y. So let me go and run this, and here after this you will find that the factor now. Okay, now here you can see that the factors. Okay, my bad, guys. Okay, now you can see the factor. Okay, so in the data frame, okay, let me create the data frame. Okay, let's say this is my data frame. Okay, and if I wanted to create the data frame in R, so here you will find that, okay, the data dot frame. Okay, and here you can see the data dot frame is pop up, is, we got automatically, we it will auto, write my function, right? So basically data frame consists of rows and columns. So here you can see that if you wanted to create the data frame in R, you will have to add the few columns, right, with their values. Okay, like in Python, what we did, okay, to create the data frame, basically to create the data frame in Python, okay, we used dictionary. But here you don't need to use the dictionary, simply use the, data frame, and it will create the data frame. Let's say this is the data frame. I just wanted to add the gender. Okay, I just wanted to add the gender equal to, okay, after this add the vector and add your genders, like let's say uh, the male and female genders. Okay, let's say male and female gender. Now I am, now after this, here you can see, okay, after this, here you can see this is my gender. Now second thing is that, let's say I just wanted to add the, you know okay, after this, here you can see, okay, we have, let's say, add the height. Okay, add the height. So for that, add the vector over here and add the height. Okay, let's say height of the male, let's say 170 centimeter. Okay, and height of the female, let's say 165. Okay, like this. Or you can write your any height or weight. Okay, then add the weight. Okay, you can even add the names as well. Okay, you can even add the names as well. Okay, weight, let's say, the 80 kg I can say, and let's go with, 70 kg. Okay, anything. Now here, okay, if I, if I, like, wanted to add the name of the person, okay, so I can simply add the name of the person as well. Okay, so let's say add the name of the person, let's say Ritesh. Okay, then let's add the any. Now here you can see that we have the another name, which is nothing but the, Tina, right? So this is my two names. Okay, now this is my data. Okay, now here if you see, okay, in simple words, if you see the names, okay, the two names are there, Ritesh and Tina is there, gender male female, height is 170 centimeter, 165 centimeter, weight is 80 kg and 70 kg, right? This is my data frame. Okay, I put my cursor anywhere in on this particular, code cell. Okay, code line I can say, not the cell. So let me go and run this, and here you can see, okay, R Studio give me the power to run this overall code without selecting this. Okay, just put the cursor anywhere on this code and run this. Okay, and now if you wanted to see your data frame, you can see over here as well. This is my data frame. See, this is my data frame. If you wanted to see this data frame in another way, you can simply go over here. You can use this, the upper right window. Here you will find that the data frame is there. Just click to this, and here in the first window you will see the output. The name Ritesh is there, Tina is there, gender is male, female, height is 170 centimeter, 165 centimeter, weight is 80 and 70, right? So that's how you can create the data frame. Okay, and how we able to see the data frame in the my first window? By using this particular line of code. By using this particular line of code, see, so simply by just, by just clicking to this data frame of, from the third window, you can see upper right window. Okay, just click to data frame, and you will see that automatically view data frame, view df code will execute in the console, your second window, your lower left window, right? And you will see that in the first window you will see the output like this, right? You will see the output like this. So here you can see, okay, just by using this line of code you will be able to get the output like this. Now if you wanted to check the type of this, so you can simply go ahead with the class, okay, add the data frame, and you can see the type of this is going to be the data frame over here in the second window in the console, right? So basically this R Studio designed for the, the developers and the coders, you can say. Okay, so you can be able to have the multiple windows where you can be able to understand these things in a, in a very quick way. You able to, you can able to write the code, as well as you simultaneously you can able to run the code. If there is a error, you will see the error in the console itself. If not, you will get the output in the third window. Okay, if there is a plot, you just plot it. You will be able to see the plot over here in the fourth window, right? Like this. So it's that much, it's very easy, I can say. Okay, now after this, okay, how you can just go and access the columns. Okay, how you can go and access the columns? So there are multiple things to, multiple ways to access the column. Like, okay, this df, just mention your data name. Okay, this is my data frame df. Okay, use the dollar symbol, and you will find that there are 4 columns in my data frame. You will see that the one pop-up automatically opens when you add the dollar, right? So name is there, gender is there, height is there, weight is there. I just wanted to go with the names. Let's go and run this, and here you will see the output as the Ritesh and Tina, right? Right, there is another way, df square brackets. Okay, I just wanted to go with the first column, my names column. Okay, let me go and run this. You will see the name, okay, name column, and you will find that the Ritesh and Tina. Why you see the name, the column name as well? Because here you mention the column index now. That's why you will see the column name as well, right? In the same way, if you wanted to go and select any another column, okay, so there are multiple ways. Okay, this is the first way. You can use the dollar sign, right? You can use any column, right? You can select any column. And there is another way, which is nothing but the, by using square bracket, add the index value of that particular column, right? Index value, add that particular index value, and you will get the output. So that is the thing. In R, you will find that index start with 1. In Python, index start with 0. I guess for few of you, it's very first time to see R programming, right? But definitely guys, okay, if you are try this code twice and thrice, okay, with the recording simultaneously, then you will be able to understand this particular code. And believe me guys, R Studio is again the uh, very popular programming language, R. Okay, and R Studio is the only one ID you can use, or you can handle the R from here as well. So basically, okay, if you see the job description of, let's say, data scientist or data analyst, machine learning engineer, okay, or any job in the data science field, in the AI field, so there might be 90 or 95% chances you will see that the R or R Studio or R programming language keyword will be there in the job description. So which means that if you see some kind of thing, like if you see the Python necessary for the particular job, in the same way you will see that R is also necessary for particular jobs. Okay, which means that, okay, chances of getting selected, okay, like if there is a person who knows Python, and if there is a person who knows Python and R both, so chances of getting selected of the person B is very high as compared to person A, right? Because the person B knows the two programming languages, Python and R, but person one knows only one programming language, only Python. Yeah, so that is the thing. Okay, so guys, that is it about the today's session.